For more on the mysterious deaths, let's go to our panel. Joe Cardinal, retired lieutenant commander with the New York Police Department, and Dr. Stephen Cole, chief medical examiner and author of Cause of Death. Great to have both of you with us. Joe, Gene Hackman was found in the mudroom, as I said, and police say it looks like he fell there. His wife, Betsy, found in a bathroom nearby. That pet German Shepherd found in the bathroom closet. They say it looks like they had both abruptly fallen. What does that tell you?
Well, there's so many scenarios that could be played on this right now, and that's why I consider this a crime scene. Right? It's designated a crime scene until they make it different. So they took all the right steps and everything. There are a few things that don't add up. You know, the other two dogs, they said, were outside, but yet in the statement from the deputies to the detective, they said one was inside the house. Maybe the dog ran in when they ran in.
Yeah, the door was open, and apparently the dogs were running in and out, and probably one of the dogs was going to Betsy's body to check, you know, obviously upset that his owner was dead.
Right. And he was found with sunglasses right by him. Maybe he let the dogs out. When he came back in, the door didn't close. And for whatever happened after that, they're going to have to wait for the autopsy to find out. Hopefully, they actually did the autopsy on the other pet as well, the deceased pet as well. But there's so many scenarios that you can make up with this, and you cannot let your mind go crazy with it. I think because of the condition of the bodies and the state that they were found, you're going to have to most certainly wait for the autopsy. And the things that they spell out in the search warrant for anything, any weapons that can cause blunt trauma, they can't tell right now, but the autopsy can.
Dr. Gene Hackman's daughter, Elizabeth, initially said she suspected carbon monoxide poisoning, but the gas company has been there reportedly. The fire department says there's no signs of a gas leak in the home or of a carbon monoxide leak. So what are they going to do in this autopsy? What can they find out?
Well, there are many possibilities at this point, of course, because not much information at least has been released. But I would not rule out carbon monoxide. In my experience, I've had several cases of 2 or more people being found dead in an enclosure, and carbon monoxide was the cause. So that's certainly a possibility, despite the fact that the fire department didn't identify a source. But as part of the autopsy, a drug screen would be done, as well as a carbon monoxide level, and that would give the most definitive answer. But it does look like some common threat, a gas or pills or something that they're both taking, might explain this death that appears to be about at the same time.
But, doctor, when it comes to carbon monoxide poisoning, people who suffer from that basically fall asleep. It looked like Gene Hackman was walking. You said he noted that he had his sunglasses near him. The police say it appears that he abruptly fell. She's also, looks like they say, that she fell. Would carbon monoxide poison affect a person that suddenly?
Well, it's not going to cause instantaneous death. It's going to build up. And classically, the findings are, as one progressively becomes more intoxicated with carbon monoxide, a headache, then nausea, and then finally they lose consciousness. Of course, again, it's hard to tell in this case. It just appears that they died at about the same time. So carbon monoxide is a possibility, and I wouldn't rule it out until we tested for it.
Joe, there's no obvious signs of trauma reported on either of the bodies. But would you be able to tell that, given the fact that it looks like they've been dead for quite some time? There was decomposition here.
Yes, you can tell, you know, if there's any fractures to the skull, as the doctor can attest to, and there could be so many, like I said, Elizabeth, there could be so many scenarios here. But the fact that both of them may have died at the same time, I don't even know if that's true right now. It's just that the door being ajar, we don't know. They're going to have to re-interview the people that were there. Maybe they did go inside. Maybe the security guy was afraid to say he went inside. But also in the search warrant, there's everything for any video surveillance that might be there, anything on the inside and outside, any passwords. They're going to rule out everything. This detective went to great lengths to explain to the judge why they needed this, and rightfully so. They have to preserve this as a crime scene, that if something does show up on the autopsy and the toxicology, then they can, go back and revisit it through the photos and everything else, and they could still keep that place sealed off if they have to go back in.
The search warrant also lists they're looking for anything that might be flammable. What does that mean, do you think?
Well, they have to rule out any of the gases or anything. They have to remember they said the garage was locked. They found the garage locked. Is there a door from the house into the garage, or is it from the outside? You don't know, but they have to check that as well.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.